Usually you get a job, there are three most important parts. The first one is the CV. The second part is the application, and the third part is the interview. Almost 99% of the jobs do have this process. Sometimes it's rejection after rejection. Sometimes it feels like the world is coming to an end, but let me assure you, it is not the end. If I survived, same way you can survive it. So today I am going to teach you how did I get a job in 2025. If you are submitting CVs like this, or CVs like this, or CVs like this, that is the main reason why you're not getting a job. And that is why I'm here to tell you what to do, what not to do, and how to get a job. What you need to understand before I jump into the CV part is that your CV, your job application, and the interview, these three need to work very well together. If one part is missing, then the other two won't work. It's like a chain reaction. If someone likes your CV, they don't like your application, you won't get a job interview. If someone likes your application but they don't like your CV, no interview again. And if someone really likes both of that, but you do poor in the interview, then frustration again. But don't worry, I'm here to get you through what to do. So the first part, CV. What can I mention in the CV?
2,000 years later.
When it comes to the CV, the most important thing is that make sure your CV is no longer than 2 pages. That's mistake number 1, which I was making when I was filling all those applications. Never go more than 2 pages. Make it clean, clear, and concise. Tailor your CV for each job application. That is a very important thing. Basically what happens is that you need to create a master CV, put down all your job experiences, whatever you have done in your entire life, and write it down. Experience 1, education, certifications, and I know some people have worked for 20 years, so how would they manage something like that basically? The way you do it is you create a master version. Once everything is there, what then you need to do is versions from that. You look at the job description and then you find out like, okay, this do make sense. This parts apply here. And then you start taking this out there. And that would help you quite a lot. So you would be organized and you would have very good idea. Instead of saying responsible for social media, say grew social media engagement by 40% in 3 months. As you can see, that have way more impact compared to your first part. So that shows that you have actually delivered. Structure is very important. As I mentioned, it's a chain reaction. Your CV, your application, and your interview, they all need to tell the same story, that you are the perfect fit for the role. The most important thing that you need to do while going for any job is to convince them that this job, either you have done it in the previous, that's where your job experience comes, or you show them that you have the knowledge, you can do that. You need to convince them to give you the opportunity. That is the second part. Sometimes what happens is you both have the knowledge and you have the experience. All you need to do is just go right there, be yourself, and convince them. Structure it clearly. It is very, very important that you have a structure for your interview. Your structure needs to be very much aligned to whatever you're trying to apply to or whatever you're saying to. So you cannot just put at the start of your CV, your experience, or the languages you know, or the skills you know. That is not the correct format. The correct format should always be you start with your name and contact info at the very top, then a short summary, then your experiences, then education, and then at the very end your skills, which includes your soft skills, hard skills, the languages you know, everything that you think is a skill. Polish it. That is another part. Imagine in one of your experiences you have tried experience with an I instead of E, how would they feel? That one typo can cost you the job. And that is so very true. So you need to be very careful of these very teeny tiny and small mistakes which individuals like you and me make, and that's why we're not getting jobs. Now we are at the end of part 1, the CV. So I hope I give you a few tips which you can apply. Hang on for the next part, which is going to be about applications. A good CV come together with a good application will give you the interviews. Without one of those, you might not be lucky enough. See you guys, take care, and bye.